Froggy went a courting, he did right, Froggy went a courting, he did right, Welcome to Frogfoot Holler, y'all. I'm Michael. My nephew Colton's behind the camera today. Say hi, nephew. Well, that's awkward silence. He's being rude, y'all. All right. Now, today's one of those days where I had A, B, and C planned, and, well, I got to move to X, Y, and Z. Here's my problem. Now, I have squash plants in my ground. I have 28 squash plants in my ground. Well, it's still early for that, and I'm paying the price. We have some very cold weather coming in. Now, you know us Southerners, we don't like cold. Squash don't like it either. Now, I planted these squash plants knowing I possibly could lose them, but I took the risk. And now, well, I'm paying the price. So I'm trying to figure out how to turn a negative into a positive. Well, I'm going to do an experiment. Now, normally I would just cover my plants up with pine straw, but what's the fun in that? Let's figure out other methods. So I read about some, and I've come up with some myself. I have 7 total different ways, including the pine straw, on covering and protecting your plants. I don't know how many will work, but we're going to find out. All right, guys, let's get to it. So method 1 is pine straw. Now, I have used this many times with varied success, mostly good success. Now, with pine straw, all you're going to do is you're going to create a ring around the plant that you're wanting to protect, just like this. And every day, you got to come out here and uncover it. And then every night, you got to come out here and cover it. So that way, it will be protected from any of the moisture in the air and any of the freeze that might happen. Now, like I said, this is a variable success, mostly good. So this is more my tried and true method. Now we're going to get Froggy and jump on the rest of this in super frog mode. Alrighty, frogs at the holler. Holler of the frogs. Frogfoot Holler fans, let's work with that one. I am wearing method 2. Method 2 is simply ice cream buckets. Everybody probably has an ice cream bucket here or there in their house. I know we do. After years, we've managed to collect a few of them. Now, ice cream buckets, they are fairly simple to use. You just take them just like this, and you put it over the plant. Now, the problem with ice cream buckets is they are not totally clear. So every day, you're going to have to come out here during the warm parts of the day and pull the ice cream buckets off and then put them back on when it starts getting cool again. That way it protects them from any of the frost damage. Now, you have ice cream buckets that have designs on them. Don't really matter. Clear or no design or design, they work the exact same way. All you do is take the ice cream bucket, put it over the plant, just like that. And, well, we got 5 more ice cream buckets that we're going to put on in super frog mode. But I also want to tell you, if you want to, you can put a brick on top or something heavy on top to keep the wind from blowing. But we really don't have a problem with that here. We don't have a lot of wind unless it's a major storm. So we're going to get Froggy and jump on putting these ice cream buckets on in super frog mode, y'all. So I'm here with Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, and he's going to help me with method 3. Method 3 is somewhat creating a microclimate zone around the squash themselves. And all I'm going to be doing is taking a bunch of dirt, just like this, and I'm going to be piling it real high. Now, I don't want to cover the squash up. I just want to make a ring around the squash, ring around the squash, just like this. This one right here takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to get it done properly. But I have seen this method work before. Now, the higher you go, the better you are. And what it's doing is it's insulating the squash plant. And if you cover him up a little bit, just uncover him. Now you can improve on this design by putting a piece of cardboard on the top of it at nighttime with a little bit of weight to keep the cardboard from flying off. But that's not the purpose behind this one. I want to see if this is going to work for our area. So we're going to jump into super frog mode and get these other three done. So method 4 involves a clear tote and me hurting my ears by talking right now. Oh my gosh, that was loud, y'all. Oh man. Now I'm not even sure how much y'all heard of that, but method 4 involves a clear tote, and it basically works the same way as ice cream buckets. But because it's clear, you can actually leave it on if the sun's shining and it's not too hot. Now, remember, squash are a summer plant, so they do like some heat. So you can leave it on longer. Now, all we're going to be doing, turning it upside down, taking 2 squash plants, putting it over the top like this, setting it down. This should protect those squash plants from the frost. But again, all this is experimental, so we're going to find out. Now, method 5, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 comes after 4, y'all. Method 5 is a variation on the mounting the dirt up. It's creating a microclimate in its own way, but it's a lot easier than mounting the dirt up. And this is one kind of, I'm pulling from one and kind of creating my own. I have cinder blocks that are just 1 holes. Now this is only going to work for small plants, but all I'm going to do, take this cinder block, set it over the top, and set it down. See if you can get a shot in there, Colton. Now you see that, y'all? That should create its own little microclimate and help the plant survive at night. But again, everything is experimental. I'm wanting to see. And since I'm willing to lose these plants, y'all don't have to lose them, I will. All right, so method 5 is these cinder blocks. Again, it's as easy as 1, 2, and done. All right, now we're going to move on to method 6. All right, so method 6 is a method I've come up with just to see if it even works. Yeah, we have plenty of firewood, so I'm actually going to be using firewood to build a log cabin, if you would say. So I'm going to start with a base right here, just like this, and nothing fancy. Just building it like that. Second row, I'm going to put a slight angle, so that way I get better control on the wood. Now this method right here is very untested, so I'm not even sure if it's going to work at all. So now that I got my second layer up, I am actually higher than the squash plant itself. So I'm going to use the rest of the wood and create my roof. Just like this. Now, it should get enough light to where I don't really have to worry about taking it off during the day, but I don't want to leave this like this too long. All right, so we're going to jump into super frog mode and get this other log cabin built for my squash. All right, so method 7, I'm actually going to be using this doghouse type, a piece of plastic, and brick to make a greenhouse. So this piece of plastic was actually just a shower curtain that you can pick up from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to throw it over like this, real gently. And we're going to take the brick and put it to where it won't blow off, or at least hopefully won't blow off. You know, plans ain't always working out the way they're supposed to sometimes. So this right here creates almost like a temporary mini greenhouse. And with this many brick, we got to have quite a bit of wind to blow it off. All right, guys, so these are the 7 methods that I'm testing to, well, see if I don't lose any squash. I'm really hoping I don't, but if I do, I do. And if I don't, I got even more squash. So this has been Michael with Frogfoot Holler. Y'all keep it froggy.